Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Props from Terry. I'm your host, Terry Edelman. You can find me over on X at TPix. Ready to give you guys some player props today. I'm giving you guys all three of my MLB player props that I'm betting today. And also, there is a fourth that's a lean. I haven't pulled the trigger, but I'll give you guys that as well later on in the show. But first, even before we recap yesterday's slate, I did want to briefly discuss the Kirill Kaprizov situation that's going on. It was reported yesterday that Kirill Kaprizov turned down an 8-year extension at $16 million per year. That would have made him the highest paid player in the NHL. And obviously, as a Wild fan, I did not want to believe it. But it was confirmed by other people that that is the case. Bill Guerin went on a video on 10K takes and said he didn't know where this came from, but obviously it was leaked from somewhere. Obviously, he can't go out and say, yes, this is true, that happened, because you can't do that. You can't admit to that. So my thoughts, if 16 million a year to become the highest paid player in the NHL is not enough, then the Wild have to get teams that are on his trade list, and they have to explore trading Kirill Kaprizov. And obviously, I hate saying that, but you really can't let him walk for free. The Wild did that with Marian Gaborik way back when. Obviously, different players. I think Kaprizov is definitely a better player, but you cannot just let him walk for free. And yes, there's a bunch of good free agents available currently, at least in the free agency for next year. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're for sure going to get one. A lot of teams are going to have a ton of money with the cap going up. Teams are going to overpay for those top players. It's going to happen. So in the Wild situation, I want them to continue talking, both sides. But if we get into the regular season and there's no extension done, then in my opinion, before the trade deadline, Bill Guerin has to trade Kirill Kaprizov. I know, I can't believe I'm saying that, but that is where we will start our show. Great picks yesterday. Thank you, Augustus. We'll get into recapping yesterday's slate. Bruce Green says, bad picks again. And I'm not sure how you could have had bad picks again, because I went 2-0 yesterday on the show, cashing 2 plus money props. So I'm not sure how that's bad, but let me know how going 2-0 is bad. And we'll talk about it, I guess. Kaprizov wants out of many. Obviously, he wants to make it to ha ha ha. Yes, ha ha. I hope the Wild can sign him. Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate that. Looking for a big year from Adam Fantilli and Ken Johnson. Yeah, and Columbus, if a team is going to acquire Kirill Kaprizov, they need to have the money, obviously, but they also need to have a good prospect system. So Columbus could be a team. Now, I don't know if Kirill Kaprizov would want to go to Columbus, but I don't know. I'm not going to panic. There's nothing I can do about it. So panicking and saying the sky is falling is it's not going to help anything. It's not going to help. So I will see how the situation plays out like everybody else. But now we'll recap yesterday's bad picks again slate. Starting with Jose Ramirez, over 1.5 bases, that won, plus 105. Took his time, but hit a double in the last few innings of the game, cashing that prop. And another bad pick, but it won. Dalen Lyle, over 1.5 bases, plus 141. This guy is just on a heater right now. I think he's cashed for me 2 or 3 days in a row. I think this is day 2 yesterday, but I'm not sure. He's been on a heater, which we'll discuss in a few minutes once again. But that was recapping yesterday's slate. Now we'll jump into today's slate. 2 picks are for afternoon. So I've got 2 early picks for today's slate, which we'll get to here. Just a second. LOL, bad picks. Lay them on me. I know. I will. I'll give you guys some bad picks again. Tampa Bay Rays and the Chicago White Sox here in this game. And I was messaging a couple people yesterday saying, I cannot believe that I bet as many White Sox props this year as I have, because if you had told me that I would be betting Chicago White Sox props pretty often, before the season started, I probably would have laughed at you. But the White Sox have some good young players. And Cash with one of them yesterday, one of my premium plays, and we'll be going to him in this one. Chase Meadroth over 1.5 hit run RBIs, which I got for -110. And I locked this in before I found out that he's getting moved to the top of the lineup, which is excellent news when you're on player props and a player gets moved to the top of the lineup. Never a bad thing. Cashed for me yesterday against the Tampa Bay Rays. Bear with me for a second. 1 second. I did not have my notes up. Second. There we go. He has multiple HRs in 8 of his last 11 games and 13 of his last 19. So he's just been on a heater. And for some reason, he enjoys playing Tampa Bay. He's got multiple HRs in all 5 games against Tampa Bay this season. He's faced Ian Seymour once, got a hit off him, a single. And when you look at Seymour's numbers, his ERA is pretty good. And if you look at earned runs allowed, in his last 2 starts, he's only given up 1 earned run, but he's given up a total of 9 unearned runs. The Tampa Bay Rays not playing very good defense in front of him. So he hasn't been getting charged with the runs, but the runs have been being scored. He's allowed 15 total runs over his last 4 games. So the ERA looks great. Tampa Bay's defense, not so great. We'll take Meadroth over 1.5 hit run RBIs, -110 here to start off the slate. Lot of emojis. Thank you, Subaru. Thank you. Junior Caminero home run and over 1.5 total bases. Rays facing Shane Smith. All right. Shane Smith gives up a homer a game. All right. Sounds good. I didn't like any Tampa Bay props. I looked, but did not find anything that stood out to me. I have bet Caminero before, but I just haven't had success with him. Obviously, he's hit a lot of home runs this year, but not when I bet him for some reason. So I'll stay off. Houston Astros and the Toronto Blue Jays here in this one. Christian Javier on the mound for the Houston Astros, 1-2 with a 4.43 ERA. Kevin Gausman for the Jays, 9-10 with a 3.63 ERA in this one. And I was looking at a Houston Astros prop. There is one player for the Houston Astros that I've obviously been watching these games, this series. Yordan Alvarez has really done well in this series. However, he's 0 for 14 against Kevin Gausman since 2021 with 8 strikeouts. So for some reason, Alvarez has really struggled against Kevin Gausman, so that will keep me off his prop here as well. Gausman has pitched very well, very, very well in his last 2 starts. No decision against Milwaukee, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Then a win against the Yankees, 4 hits, 1 earned run in his last start. My play here for this one is Ernie Clement over 1.5 hit run RBIs at +111, which I got at DraftKings. Clement has been kind of under the radar a little bit. Obviously, Springer and Vladdy have been having a lot of success recently. They did not have success yesterday when I bet on them. So we'll see what happens there today. But Clement, 8 of his last 10 games, he's got multiple HRRs, 5 consecutive games with multiple HRRs, and 1 for 2 against Christian Javier. So has got a hit off him before. And then, as I said, Javier, 4.43 ERA in 5 starts this season. So I think he can get hit here. And I like Ernie Clement to be involved in the hitting. And I can see him getting a hit with someone on base and getting an RBI. He's kind of in the middle of the lineup, so a good spot there for him. And final game, and I'll mention it now. Jose Ramirez cashed for us yesterday. Not betting him today, and it's not that I have really any reason. I just decided I think that could be a lower scoring game, and just wasn't enough to make my card. So Jose Ramirez over 1.5 bases is a lean. He's been on a heater, so if anybody wants to bet him, that would be my additional 4th play that's a lean. But this one, Washington Nationals, Miami Marlins. Here, Mackenzie Gore on the mound for the Nationals, 5-13 with a 4.15 ERA. And then for Miami is Ryan Weathers, 1-1 with a 3.28 ERA. He hasn't played since June 6th. So over 3 months since he last played. So not exactly sure what we're going to get from him, but I have to back Dalen Lyle once again. Over 1.5 bases plus 148 in this game. It's disrespectful odds for him to be at plus 148 for multiple bases. He has hit multiple bases in 9 of his last 10 games, and he has 4 or more bases in 5 of his last 6 games. No, not all home runs. I think he only has 2 home runs during that stretch. So that's telling you he's getting 4 bases because he's hitting multiple hits. He had a triple yesterday. There's a ton of value at plus 148 here for Lyle. Over 1.5 bases in this game. Yes, does hit righties a bit better than lefties, but as I said, Ryan Weathers hasn't pitched since June 7th. Who knows how long he's actually going to pitch into this game. And I do think this will be another high-scoring game between these two teams. I'm betting Ramirez for a stolen base. Small bet. Okay. I like that. He has 37. I'm sure he would like to get 40. Very good luck. And yeah, he does get walked. Oh, there we go. He does get walked. He got walked, I think, once or twice yesterday. So that's a good luck. But we'll recap today's slate before we head on out. Chase Meadroth, over 1.5 hit run RBIs, minus 110. Ernie Clement, over 1.5 hit run RBIs, plus 111. And Dalen Lyle, over 1.5 bases, plus 148. If you haven't already checked the free pick video I did for NFL tonight, go check that out. There's a prop I really like in that game. And if you're looking for premium plays today, don't buy my baseball package because I've given you guys all 3 baseball plays. But I do have an NFL best bet up for tonight, as well as another prop that I really like as a premium play as well. So 2 premium plays you can get over on Picks and Parlays. Link is in the description below. Otherwise, back to a normal size slate tomorrow. So we'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of Props from Terry. Thank you everyone for watching, and best of luck tonight. Have a good one, guys.